Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 10th of April. I just want to start with the S&P here because we'd been looking for an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here. And in this C wave here, we've been looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So this can also relate to some of the Asian stocks, like India, for example, has pretty much got this pattern here as well. So we're just waiting to see. I mean, obviously that I've also got wave 2 here, so we could also have wave 3 sitting higher here as well for this, but we do have this 5 waves here, and then we have been tracking 5 in here as well. So I just really want to see what this market does at the 28,000 here, and also the DJ and Nasdaq and so on. So this is obviously going to affect the Asian markets and European markets as well. So we just need to sort of note this this situation here. So yeah, I might just start with India based on that, because it's the same sort of thing. So with India here, we're going to have an A and a B and a C here, and just drilling into that on the 1 hour here, it would count like this here as 1 and 2 here. Actually, that's not correct. That's actually here. And because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2 and 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then 5 waves up through to here as well. So I want to see what it does at the 9,000 here, if it gives us a classic trading levels pattern to work with, you know, in this particular space here. So any this is how it's counted here. So a little bit rough, but it's the best fit. But it also gives us 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and well, to drill into this here, we'll need to go to the tick chart. I mean, it's not saying that the market can't go up any further. We'd still need to get 5 waves down. You know, currently we've only got 3 waves down here, so we've got, it could be looked at as an A wave, a B wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could be on the low here for this. But any long trade really from here would need to be, well, if this was going to be a wave 4 moving up through here, from here, you know, if this was actually wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, then wave 4 would come back to 38.2% retracement level here. So any move above support on, say, 9,100 here would give you credibility to move to the upside at that particular point there. But, you know, I have to count the waves, and from this, from this low here, I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1 and 2 here, 3 here, 5 waves down here. Looking at this as a B wave here and a C wave here. I mean, this could all be counted a little bit differently, but you'd still end up with wave 4 there. So yeah, and then here we've got 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the third wave, and then 1 ABC for 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, A, B, and C for the fourth, and up for the fifth of the fifth of the fifth. So we just need to see how this plays out here. I mean, of course, it can go higher, and it has migrated from being you know, being resistance over here to viewing it as a support over here. And you know, we look at if the market was going to move up from this space here, then there's 2 patterns that we can look at. First of all, if it drops below the level here, then it would be this. We've got the arrival, we've got the reaction, we've got the first high. So we're basically in this space here for this. So it can drop lower and then still find support and move up, or it can give us the variation on this particular pattern, which is this one here, where we have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then we're sitting on this level here, and we go straight up from that. So we can go long at the 9,100 area through here, even though that it hasn't given us a clear thing. We know because it would be support on this level here, a little classic trading levels pattern on this one here would be the arrival, whoops, would be over here, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, little ABC pattern here, and then that would create the long trade at that point there. So that's what you really need to wait for in this space here, because it can just currently move up here, and if it moves down through here, then you'll need to look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. And if you've got 5 waves here, then you're going to get a 3-wave trend over here, and then another 5 to the downside. Let's move on. We'll go in reverse today. Let's go to Hong Kong, and with Hong Kong here, pretty much the same as the other markets. We've been looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave up here, and we've counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and we're looking for wave 5. Now I can count 5 waves in here, but the thing is that we haven't made a new high above here at this particular stage for this. So what we'll do at this stage here, we'll just leave the stop under this low here, but that will also create the short trade too if it folds from that point, okay? So in a nutshell, if this market comes back and finds the 24,000 as the resistance, then we need to be on the short side. Otherwise, we'll just keep the stop here and we'll keep trailing the stop up through this way here and see if it moves higher, because it really needs to take out that top, but it's not going to do that if the other markets around the world are not doing that. You know, when we look at China, we're looking for a bullish move in China in a way, but what we wanted to see with China here, this is just the A50, but on the 13,000 here, we want to see that 13,000 as support. Currently, the move up here into this box here is a 61.8% mark, so it can fail from here and move down and would look to be short here, but we don't trade this one that much. So, but yeah, for something positive, we'll look for an A and a B and a C here, and we want to find support on this level here. If we get a nice support, then we can say that the whole pattern is much more bullish than thought, but we'd need to see, it sit and trigger something like this here, and we're not there. We've just got the arrival here at this stage and the first reaction, so we need to see if it's going to push up and then have a few little swings, and we'll find the high to go long on at that point. So we're not there yet for that. The Australian market, it's a little bit sort of tricky. It's got a we know that it's looking at a corrective rally. It can move up to the 6,000 area here, the 50-60% retracement level area here. It's done all the right things, even though it's a little bit not a clear count. But the main point that it's done here is that it's found support on this level here, the 5,000, a major trading level here. So we can look at it, all of this in a couple of different ways here. This is my original count here, and this is possible as well in terms of the A wave, the B wave, then wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, which we'll look at that on the hourly chart. We can look at that, but before we get there, I just got to be mindful that we don't get, because of the S&P 500 is being may have a top in at 28, and I can't prove that, and I don't know that just yet. This can just have one more little move here and finish this off here. So it might be something weird like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, which has got overlapping wave structures and so on, but we just need to be a little bit mindful. I don't think that's the case, but it could be, so I know there's a little move here to go. Let's just drill into this a little bit further. There's also a nice bullish case for all this as well. So here, which is wave 1 or wave A here, wave B, wave 1, ABC for 2 here, then wave 1 and 2 here, and then moving up into the third wave to taking us up into that 6,000 where we wanted to be for that 50-60% retracement level. But that means that the Dow Jones has got to move up that high as well. Sorry, the S&P 500, and that's possible as well, but I just don't have any evidence of that. I can only count up to those 5 waves and stop and wait for evidence and then move from that point there. So this here is a little bit sort of airy-fairy, this particular count here, but it's possible. So what we can do here is that I can see from this low here, we've got this corrective move here. We've got an impulse wave here, 5 waves, ABC here. So we can look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 3 here, and 4 and 5 moving up here. But this last fifth wave, one more move up here, can that can be the end of it here. So we would need to get a classic trading levels pattern on here as the wave 4 to be. We need this evidence here, because otherwise this can just retest that here and move down from that point. Right, so we need that evidence. If you're going to go long, you want that corrective pattern to be sitting there for that to move up further at that point. The 15-minute chart will give a little bit more detail on this. So yeah, so that 1 and ABC for 2 here that I was looking at, then 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave of the third wave, so fourth wave here. So we can keep a stop here. That does look a little bit impulsive, I must say, and that's where the stop's got to be anyway. I would certainly, if we see a bullish pattern today, which the S&P's up nicely at 1.5%, so we could see this do this here, which should be this pattern here, wave 5 of this here, and this would be an ABC here for wave 4 if that was going to be the case, and then further up at that point there. So I'd kind of, being the holidays and all that sort of stuff as well, I would kind of look to close this out on new highs above here, or at least keep a trading a bit of a tighter stop in through all of that there. Yeah, so let's just see how that sits out. I mean, this is an important level here, not so much this one here, but this one here being at 5 is the second strongest number, so this 500 is really quite important. So we just need to gather the evidence, see what the pattern is. But this is not even a very good case for wave 1 here, by the way, so we can already have 5 waves in here. So any move below here, and we need to be out or need to be short, okay? Alrighty, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.